like, like you put Dominican American or something like that. You born here, Puerto Rican American. You're born here. You setting yourself up to be treated like a second class,
to be separated,
to be disrespected. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's the point. So I say I'm Black American. That's the point. And plus on top of that, another reason because I'm proud.
Tell my baby I'm brown.
That's the only reason why. But if people ask me, yo, what you are, I say I'm Black American with mostly West African descent. I don't have a problem with that. That's what I am.
Or you're melatonin American.
Say that shit too. I'm Black American with a Guyanese mom and a Jamaican dad.
Exactly.
I'm melatonin American.
You see,
and I'm just straight South American,
see,
African.
The thing is, at first, if it wasn't for the disrespect that came along with calling yourself African American, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yo, I'm African American. But I see with the disrespect, I see how we are considered African American, and they just call themselves white Americans. They don't call themselves by the British American. They don't call the German American. They don't even say none of that no more. They say, oh, white American. So that makes it seem like you true Americans and we just some imposters. Come from Africa, and I wasn't born over there.
Separated,
we was here first.
Exactly. Yeah, but we was already separated. Remember, into the republic for which it stands.
Yeah,
that tells you that no matter what we'll be fighting for, it will always be what it is right now: Democrats and Republicans.
That's the worst system at all.
At one point, there was more Democrats in office than Republicans.
It was.
What the fuck happened?
They buy it out. No, they buy it out.
Nah, hell no.
We get brought out all day. Look what happened when our businesses. We would be the ones promoting them businesses. Our businesses drop here for this. Why don't you take this and just leave? We buy. They buy us out our property.
Well,
they give us this because they know our means.
Did that shit at the Barclays.
They starved us out. They do that to a lot of our communities.
As a matter of fact, my father worked for somebody who worked for him.
Yeah,
owns a bunch of buildings around the Barclays.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Yes.
That's where I be at.
Yeah,
that's right.
All that work, taking out garbage.
Yeah.
And you see how they do us? They'll buy us out. They know we in debt or somewhere, and they'll find a way to buy us out of our neighborhood. Next thing you know, we gone. Never hear from us again. But like the guy right there on Sutter with the liquor store. I didn't even know that was a black-owned business that was making money. Them Japs brought it, and look what happened now. He working in occasionally that liquor store. What the hell happened? You ain't need that money that bad. He took the money and went down south. We are easily brought out. We glamorous.
I totally agree with that.
With the climb of living.
Us black people see dollar signs and just feel like,
Not just us, a lot of minorities. We thinking about all of that. Oh my God, we can do this for a few years, but not realizing this is a long-term thing that might value later.
Let's keep it in the family.
Here's another problem why minorities can never stick together also. You understand something? A lot of the other minorities, their experience with America is different from, say, black Americans. It just is. So therefore, they'll come over and they happy with what they got. Not saying all of them, because some of them will go further. But I see a lot of them, they'll be happy with what they got. And I've seen people online say, well, the difference between us as minorities and y'all black people minorities is that we don't complain. And I'm saying to myself, well, of course you're not going to complain because you're happy with what you got. You just came from a country that probably that probably you didn't get.
I come here with clean credit.
Yeah, that probably happened. Probably you can't make it. So you come to America to try to make it. If you've been here for 500 years, if your carbon DNA or whatever been here for 500 years, you would not be saying that. Yes, you would not be saying that. Because you will see all the struggles from the past.
They'll come here, leave a bill, and go their ass back to their country.
Think about it.
No offense, but a lot of them do it here.
Think about it.
Leave a big ass bill, and they'll say, "Oh, it was one of us lazy African black Americans that left the bill, and their ass done went back to their country, had their child, good health care on a temporary visa."
Think about this.
Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of them leave us in deficit, and they don't want to talk about that, but they'll talk about us being unemployed as minorities.
Yes.
Yeah, but think about this.
You don't hear them talking about white people being unemployed.
Yes.
Because the media's not going to show that.
You do never hear them talk about white people being unemployed, but it's always minorities or people in these low-budget neighborhoods that they need to create jobs for.
Here's the thing.
One token nigga in a company. One token nigga. You get what I'm saying? One token nigga. One good nigga with a good resume.
But here's the thing. Like I said, you ain't gonna find no groups that came over that only came over here 50 years ago, 40 years ago, complaining. Anyway, so when they say we don't complain. It's like, of course, because you haven't went through the experience that we have. You have not. You haven't. Your ass. You ain't go through slavery. You know what I mean? Your immigrant grandfather or grandmother came over here 50 years ago. Yeah. You didn't have to deal with civil rights and move. Come on, you come from the Middle East. You ain't had to. Maybe you had to deal with slavery way back then. Mm-hmm. But in America, you had to deal with that. You didn't have to deal with the civil rights movement without having Jim Crow laws. So of course you're not gonna complain. You happy with what you got because you came over here to a country that's supposed to be the opportunity, and you gonna be happy about it. So of course you're not gonna complain. You're gonna be happy with what you got, even if you know you're living in the same neighborhood that we living in. Because I see a lot of them trying to put in Middle Eastern and Indians right into the neighborhoods we live in. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be like, we're cool with it. Mm-hmm. We're cool with it.
Killer made some good sense last week about the stores. You remember what you was talking about with the stores, how they all have stores in our damn neighborhood, but if we try, we won't make it. And that's what they'll do. They'll move us out our own neighborhood.
Or try to buy us out, like you just
said.
Yeah, exactly.
So go figure. That's exactly what goes on.
Exactly.
They don't want that. They don't want us to own nothing. They don't want us to have shit.
Because they know what we get, it ain't going to hit right here.
Stamps and all this other crap.
No, they don't want to have that either.
That's under the government. That's under the government.
They don't want us to have it, but they'll let them Indians and them.
Why? Because they can control us by us having it.
They don't. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is what they want. They don't want to have jobs. They don't want to have education, and they definitely don't want to have food stamps and all the other stuff that can help us. This is what they really want. This is what the racists and the bigots really want. They want us back in shackles, working for free.
It will be.
That's what they really want.
What we call free ain't free.
That's
what we got. They building more prisons.
Make a license plates and shit?
Yes. They building more prisons again. That's what we eventually going to be. It's going to be full of us and our children. The babies is going to be the ones in it.
Think about this. These people that complain about black people getting free welfare and free food stamps. Also the same people. Also the same people who complain about us getting free education. Now I'm saying to myself,
party done.
Why would you not want that? If you're thinking that black people are so they're so bad off, why would you not want free education?
That's right.
So they can better themselves. No, it's not. I tell you why. Because you just want your kind that has free education.
That's right.
You want us to work with what we got, with little shit we got.
Yes.
Because that's what you think we're worth, little scraps of things. That's what it comes down to. So that's why you want to get.
That's little bit what we talk about, like it's nothing.
Yeah, because why you should be happy. Free education for some black folks. Oh, that means they can get off the welfare rolls. But you don't want that either. Yeah. You don't want to have that either. No, you want us to work with scraps. You want us to be like what we was in slavery, where we had scraps of food, scraps of everything to work with. That's what you really want. Stop being real. Stop being fake. Your racist pigs, and keep it real.
But if they had all that again, they still wouldn't be able to take care of themselves because they'll still need us for the job.
That's my point. They want us to
so
work.
It don't make sense. No. Give us our equality.
Yeah, that's my point.
I mean us. I mean those who died before me. Reprimand everyone.
Oh hell no.
The family members who reprimanded that.
Exactly. You know? That's what it comes down to. No. That's what it comes down to. So I mean, come on. Free education, and you complain about that, but then you complain about us about some black people being on welfare. You don't want us to have either or. You want us to be work. You want us to work for scraps. You want us to have scraps. You want us to live in houses that's messed up. You want us to live with scraps of food. You know, and be back in shackles. That's what you want.
If they had it their way, we would be. But like I said, technically, that's what they're doing now. They're building more prisons. More of our children going to jail if not counseling. And with the counseling becomes that new SPOFIT. Them new prisons that they got for the kids is supposed to be the new SPOFIT.
I know.
I was reading about it in some.
We got a prison. We got a kids prison right here on Pickett Avenue.
Yeah.
On Eastfield, between Eastfield.
It's for the kids.
Yeah, it's a juvenile center.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you know where McDonald's at?
Yeah.
Right there.
Straight up towards the next block.
Yeah.
Eastfield Avenue.
Yeah.
Right there.
Now think about it. They could have built a school. They could have built a college there. But instead of building a college, what they built?
A real better charter school. You get what I'm saying? Instead of these charter schools in the schools, they could have built a charter school right there. Nice, perfect location. As big as you saying is if it's that big, they could have had four charter schools in one.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. It take up a whole block.
And also another thing that I want to bring up. I'm not trying to change something, but it's still on the same subject.
Okay.
Ebonics. Now, first of all, I'm talking about this because I had a black dude. It was a girl, a lady, a black lady who actually was talking about her having her little veneers. It was, That's like teeth, fake teeth that you can stick up in there in your mouth, right? And you had this dude,
which I'm about to get.
yeah. He had this dude talking about how she was speaking, talking about how she was. It's everything she sound like it had D's, you know, like these, like that. I told him he's.
Some do talk like that.
Yeah, but I call him a traitor. You know why? Because first of all, that wasn't our languages. Number one, that's a white man's language. All right. Number two, the reason why I got on him about that because the fact is that he wasn't talking about words that don't make sense. He was talking about
How
the cases and everything. And I'm saying to myself, well, if that's the case, then most New Yorkers do not speak correct English. If that's talking about that, because a lot of New Yorkers, especially the white New Yorkers, drop R's out of the sentence when they talk.
Oh, yes.
All right?
Yes, you're right.
They drop R's out when they talk. All right? You know? Just like some certain Southerners, they talk with a draw. All right? So if that's the case, then that means they don't speak correct English either. And we talking about cadence and talking about how you have the accent. But for some reason, black Americans talking like Ebons when it comes. I'm talking about not Ebons like they taking words and making it into stuff that don't make sense. I'm talking about
cadence. How we would sound all the sound.
Yeah, like cadence. You know, like instead of saying TH, it sound like a D, and you get on and say, "Oh,
don't do that, nigga."
Yeah,
like we talk like this all the time.
No, but it's not. The problem is not. I don't care. We did talk like that. The problem is that we the only want to get condemned for talking like that, make it seem like we don't. That's not real.
Because if they do it, it'll be funny for laughing. They're doing it for humor. We're doing it to be ignorant. I guess that's what they're saying.
No, it's not even that. I'm just saying that if you want to get on black Americans for talking in a way that sounds like they're using D's and everything, and they cater sense and all that, then you got to get on New Yorkers for talking without the R, and you got to get on Southerners for talking with a draw, and you do not do that.
Let me say something.
You don't.
Do you think that Spanish? I mean, not Spanish, because you said don't say that. All right. Do you think that Puerto Ricans think that Dominicans speak a certain type of Ebonics?
Yes, they do.
They do.
But we ain't talking about Ebonics.
They call that nigga talk.
No, I'm just saying in general that
they call their Spanish nigga.
Earlier, I'm not trying to go back, but you did say how we do not stick together as minorities. And in all reality,
but I ain't talking about all minorities. I'm talking about black people that's black like us. I ain't talking about the ones that's white minorities and Chinese minorities. That's no one situation.
Oh, there are white minorities.
You know,
there are white minorities.
Especially in Long Island,
I never knew that.
No, listen.
Unless they have white and have black.
No, they little hillbilly minorities. You know them hillbillies.
Those Latinos that look white looking, that's because they got a lot of European blood in them. I'm talking about the ones that's more African like us. I'm talking about, I don't care if you are Latino. I don't care if you are from the Caribbean islands, like the West Indian. I don't care if you're from Africa. I don't care if you're from Europe. I'm talking about the black, the color ones. I'm talking about us. We live together because I know that it doesn't matter what part of the country, the world you come from. They're gonna like you because you're black or you're dark skinned. You know. But what I'm saying about, I'm not talking about Ebonics as far as like taking a word and making it to slang. Okay, I can understand that. You can't go. I'm not expecting a person to go to a job interview talking about, you know, taking words that we usually take and talking slang. I'm not saying that type of Ebonics. I'm talking about the cadence and the accent that black Americans got. And sometimes it make us, instead of you saying the, it sound like it's saying duh. You know what I'm saying, with a D.
That's if they expressing it that way.
Yeah, you know, like that. He was getting on about that type of not speaking properly English. And I said to myself, well, if that's the case, then mostly every New Yorker is not speaking properly English because they are dropping R's out of their words. Why you ain't? So therefore, but I don't never hear that. I've never heard nobody ever said New Yorkers can't speak.
Unless they mean the country ones.
No.
Because
no. I don't hear. I never heard not one person in this country ever said that New Yorkers as a whole don't know how to speak English properly. By their cadence.
It'll be a private joke.
Like, for example, forget about it. You know how it looked when they said.
Forget about it. That's how Italian would say it.
Yeah.
So that sound like Italians just.
No, that like. I know how. You can look it up. It's not even. It sounds like it's a bunch of gibberish.